Hello guys, my name is Nady Hachem. I'm taking Geology 205 with Dr. Hamad Janjoha this semester. And as you can see here, I'm sitting in my room quarantined due to the social distancing. And this led me into thinking about different topics that really interest me. And one of these topics is plate tectonics that we talked about in the course with Dr. Janjoha. So I decided to make a video to talk about this idea more. So plate tectonics is basically, we know that Earth is divided into different divisions: crust, mantle, and core. And plate tectonics really involves the upper part of this division. So it's basically the crust and the upper mantle, which for the rigid upper mantle, which form what we call the lithosphere, that's actually moving over the asthenosphere, which is the more ductile part of the mantle. So these movements, of course, are not randomized. They're really well defined due to what we call the convection currents. So what's that? So basically, we know that next to the core, the more we go deep in Earth, and the more the temperature rises. So at the very high temperature, the hot material, which is less dense, is gonna go up, drive upward, and the more dense material at the surface is gonna go downward. This is the law of physics, law of density. So basically, these constant movements will cause the lithosphere to move over the asthenosphere, and this is the main source of the movement of the plates. So I'm gonna talk about these movements more in detail right now. So we can see here on the schematic the display of the three different movements, the convergent movements at the left and right of the picture. We have the divergent movements we can see in the middle at the oceanic spreading ridge, or and on the right between two continental plates. And we can see the transform plate boundary, the representation of the transform movement. So let's tackle first the first movement, the divergent movement, which is actually the pull apart of the lithosphere. So basically, the thin lithosphere at the middle breaks, and the magma goes through, creating this new lithosphere. Rocks here fail due to the tensile stress, and there's a formation of rift if it's on the continent, or a spreading floor, oceanic spreading floor if it's between an ocean plates. So here there's really small earthquake and really small volcanic activity. So we can see here in the middle the mid-Atlantic ridge, which is caused by the divergence of the two oceanic plates. So here we talk now. Let's tackle the convergent zones. There are three main regions of convergence. There's the between two continents, which is a collision between two continental plates, causing an uplift and the creation of mountain chains. We have the convergence of a continental and oceanic plate, causing subduction. The oceanic plate is going to go under the continental plate, and we have the conversion between two oceanic plates. That's going to cause or an uplift or subduction, depending on their densities. So we can see here myself when I was climbing on the Everest, on the sorry, not on the Everest, but on the Himalayan chain. So I can see I was contemplating this nature, the art of nature, which was caused by the collision of two continental plates. So we can see here the schematic of the subduction, which is actually when the oceanic crust that's less dense than the continental crust is gonna go dive under the continental crust, causing this lithosphere to melt and go up, make its way to the surface, which is gonna lead into release of gas of high energy, which causes a really explosive volcanism and really high earthquakes. So the third movement here that I'm going to talk about is the transform movement, which is when plates slide apart each other. The shearing stress is going to cause a transform form that is seen exactly here in the fault of San Andreas, transform fault of San Andreas, where we can actually really see the boundaries between the two plates. Welcome back. So, as we talked about in the video, as a conclusion, we have three movements: divergent, characterized by small earthquakes and small volcanic activity; convergent movements, which is characterized by high volcanism, high intensity earthquakes, a magma that's rich in silicon and water, creating this explosiveness and volcanism; and the third movement, which is transform movement, which is when plates slide past each other. So that's all. That's a wrap. So thank you very much, and I hope that this lecture really gives you a broad idea about the plate tectonics.